Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Joe from GadgetryTech.com, and I'm back with another review, finally. I've been fighting some health issues lately, so the content's been kind of slow. Thank you so much for the support for those who are back, who are previous subscribers. If you're new to the channel, thanks so much for stopping by and welcome. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. I like to get straight to the point, so we're going to focus on this headset. Today is the Corsair HS75 XB review. Wireless headset for Xbox, retails for $150, give or take, depending on where you find it, of course. And there's the reason why. So I've had this headset for several months. There's a reason why I waited for the review, and that's because there's been a lot of firmware updates for this headset. I initially had zero issues with the firmware. Some people had, and some people had headsets that were bricking or freezing. Others tried to update, and it would cause the headset to brick. So there were some problems. I didn't want to base my review off the older, potentially problematic firmware. Again, like I said, mine was fine. But anyway, it's June of 2021. The firmware update's out. I've applied it using IQ 4, version 4. Don't use IQ version 3 if you want to update this guy. 4 just works better. So it's a good headset. I'm going to give you straight to the point here. So we're going to talk about features and specs. Then I'll get into the mic test. Talk about sound quality, then, build quality, comfort at the end, and then give you some final thoughts to help you decide if this is the right one for you. So with that being said, let's get into specs. So this guy is rated for 20 hours of battery life, which is average to above average. That's more than adequate for a wireless headset like this. It should give you several days of gaming without a problem. USB-C charge port, which is huge. I think all modern headsets would be USB-C. So I'm glad that Corsair has that. That would be a big sticking point if it wasn't. And then as far as the buttons go, so there's no Bluetooth, no aux. This is meant for Xbox. Okay, you can buy an Xbox wireless adapter for PC. If you want to use this on PC, it'll work. That's an extra $25. However, at $175 all in for a wireless PC headset, you're better off looking at other Corsair models. They have the HS60 and all kinds. They have haptic feedback that vibrates. There's all these cool models you can choose from. So if your primary intent is a PC headset only, I would look at other Corsair models. This review is focused on its use as an Xbox headset. So with that being said, I want to talk about the controls. And the layout of this is actually pretty smart and convenient. I really like the way it's laid out. So you have your power button on the right-hand side. When you turn it on, just tap it and it boots up. If you tap and hold, or press and hold when you're first turning it on, it puts the headset in pairing mode, pair it to your Xbox, and it's good to go. With that being said, it's obviously Xbox direct pair, so it will turn on your Xbox once paired and you turn on your headset. The left side is the mute button for the headset, and so the microphone on this is great. We're going to do the mic test soon. There's no LED indicator on here if you're muted or not. Some headsets do a little red light for ones that are on a boom like this. But this one has a nice audible tone, so when I put it on and tap the button, I know I'm muted, and I'm not going to have any issues. So that's pretty straightforward. The left side is your master volume, and it spins indefinitely, so don't think yours is broken. I've had questions like that on other headset reviews before where the dial doesn't stop spinning. That's normal. The right side does stop at one point because that's your game to chat mix. All the way up is full game, all the way down is full chat, and there's a nice little notch right in the middle to know that you're at a 50-50 split. This is so you can control how loud the game is versus your party chat or game chat. It works so well, and controls are a big thing for me because this isn't like just a music headset. You're using this for gaming, and if you're in a high stress, high action situation and you need to hear the game and not your friend screaming, you want to be able to just do that. And now I'm at full game and I can hear it without any extra distractions. Or if I'm driving a vehicle in a game and I want to hear my friends talking, I can switch more to chat volume. And that speed is critical. So I'm bringing that up early on because I want to commend Corsair for the way they design this. It's fast, and that's how headsets should be. You shouldn't mess around tapping buttons and knowing if you got it just right. It's really, really nice. And I also want to, I shouldn't say pick on, but call out SteelSeries, because SteelSeries has a knob similar to this. However, their volume adjustment isn't linear. So if I move it just a little bit, it's like I changed the volume 50% for game to chat mix, and it's very hard to get just right. You have to move real slow. Huge pain when you're actually playing. This is perfectly linear, and Again, it's a small feature. It's something you don't see on a spec sheet, but as a gamer, I really, really appreciate how easy it is to dial in the sound the way I want. The hidden feature on this guy, which a lot of people don't know this on this headset, the volume wheel you can actually press in. There's 4 EQ presets on this headset. Preset 1 is your basic flat, if you will, headset. We'll talk about sound quality after. Preset 2 is going to be more like a bass boost. It reduces the mids a little bit. Then you have preset 3, which boosts the highs, makes it sound more crispy and bright. Preset 4 boosts bass and highs. So the good thing is, this headset comes with a lifetime license of Dolby Atmos. That's huge at $150. Most headsets like Astro had to do it because they didn't have a choice on the A40s and 50s, but those are $250 to $300 for those headsets, referring to the one with the Mixamp Pro. So for $150, lifetime Atmos, you'll need that, and I'll explain why, but I love that it's included with this. So let's get straight into the mic test, because a lot of people here want to know what the mic sounds like. I did a full 6-way headset shootout from $120 to $160, and just to give you a heads up, this thing crushed everybody. The only one that was close was the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 2, but the quality of this mic is so good. It's rich and warm, very full, and it has really good noise rejection for background noise. Now there is microphone side tone on this. You hear yourself really well. It doesn't get distorted. It's not too loud, not too quiet. It's kind of in that middle sweet spot. You can't adjust the volume of it, so it's either on or off. To turn it on or off, all you have to do, instead of just tapping the mic mute button, just press and hold it for a minute, and you'll hear a little beep, and then now you will start hearing yourself speak, or will stop hearing yourself speak. So it's a pretty straightforward adjustment. I like that they do that. And then conversely, if you don't use the microphone for anything, you're just using this as a listening headset, you can remove it. There is a rubber cap that's included. In fact, that's how the headset comes. So you can use this as a stereo-only headset with no mic. So that's kind of a nice add-on as well. All right, so now I'm talking to you on the HS75 headset, and as you can tell, the sound quality is really, really nice. It's very clean, very warm sounding. There's actually a little bit of bass to my voice, so I don't have that tin can, cheap walkie-talkie effect that some other headsets have. So I think they've done a great job of balancing out sound quality, and there is still some passive noise rejection, which is also aided by the foam windsock on it. Doesn't seem like much. In fact, some headsets on PC have them, but you don't usually see it so much on Xbox. If you have a ceiling fan on or you're a heavy breather, having that windsock there will help get rid of a little bit of that wind noise, which anyone on the other end of the headset would appreciate. This also works well if you use your console for streaming, because this is probably going to give you one of the best sounding and performing microphones for streams. And I can tell you, if you talk to streamers out there, one of the most important upgrades you can make is audio. So this gets you on the right path. And again, just from a pure sound quality standpoint, I think this is about as good as it gets on a wireless Xbox headset. I can't recall anything that's really exceeded or sounded better than this overall when you factor everything considered. So now that we've talked about the microphone, let's move into sound quality. Okay, so sound quality on this guy is unique. It's not, so this is a very bass forward headset. There's a lot of bass right out of the box, and so much so that it can be a little bit too bassy, warm, muddy, depending on who you're talking to. It can interfere with the mids and highs a little bit, making it harder to hear some certain details. I've seen some people talk about this. Some reviewers say this headset's really bright and sharp, and that's nowhere near close to true. So I don't know where that came from, but this headset is, again, very bass heavy. If you're looking at it on a frequency chart, it dips down a little bit, and the mids are pretty flat. The mids are actually really nice, and then it drops a little bit on some of the high treble. So if you're looking for a super bright, sharp sounding headset, you're used to an old Turtle Beach, it's not going to sound like that. This is a very laid back, veiled, recessed type sound profile. If you tune it, this is excellent for things like movies, MMORPG games, anything that has a really rich environment with sounds. It's very engaging to hear on a headset like this that has the nice warm bass to back it up. I'm going to put a picture on the screen real quick, and this is my Atmos audio preset. And this preset to me is what I would prefer to do for first-person shooter. So if you like, let's say after you watch this whole review, you love everything that you see that sounds good, you know, as far as specs go, you're happy with the mic, build quality, whatever, but you're nervous about that first-person shooter sound profile. Pause it right now. I'll put the preset on the screen, and that should help you dial it in to at least get you like 80-90% there, and then you can tweak your presets further. That's what's nice about the Atmos app. You can fine tune it and really make it sound the way you want. If you want a quick and dirty adjustment, just put it on music or movie detailed. If you turn off performance mode on game mode and you do like the detailed presets, it brightens up the headset a little bit. It gets you like 50-70% there without really needing to tweak anything. So the one trick, if you use the preset that I gave you and it's not sharp enough, just press the volume wheel in a couple times so you're on preset 3, and the headset will do a treble boost on top of your EQ preset that you made. I don't like overly bright headsets, but I do like details and being able to hear footsteps and pinpoint it really well. And that preset with this toggle can make a huge difference on games like Warzone, Battlefield, whatever you're playing, or Apex, where you need to hear footsteps really, really well. So overall, the sound quality can get good or really, really good if you tune it. Out of the box, some people, again, expecting something bright, you may not be as satisfied with it, so I just want to call that out. Overall, I was really happy with it once I made some adjustments. It's great for movie watching and media consumption, so if you tend to do that sometimes on your Xbox or you're watching streamers and stuff, damn, it sounds good. I mean, it's really, really nice when you get to take advantage of all that engagement and warmth that the headset brings. So I do like it. It's not for everyone. Again, if you want sharp and bright, maybe look elsewhere, but there's at least some hope on the tuning side. So when it comes to comfort, this is it's interesting the way this is made. So this doesn't use memory foam. It uses a traditional foam, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I found that this is one of my favorite ones to wear for comfort, and I have some pretty nice, a huge range of price headsets to choose from, whether it's memory foam, a really sophisticated ear cup headband design. I mean, I'm talking headsets from $100 to a few $1,000s. And this one is just so comfortable to wear. It's kind of like just the right amount of padding and forgiveness on the headband. When I did my headphone shootout, I talked about like the 6 best headsets for 2021. This was like January of 21, before the Xbox and Bang & Olufsen headset came out. This was on my list of 6. And anyone that has a larger head that asks for a headset I recommend, this is the easiest recommendation. It is so comfortable and so forgiving if you have a larger head, because you have these huge ear cups. They're nice and deep, so depending on your ear shape, everyone's different, right? So if your ears are larger or if they angle out a little bit, that's not the end of the world with a headset like this. You should still be extremely comfortable. And because this is a lighter clamp force with a very, very soft touch pad, if you have glasses, it doesn't have the Pro Spec like Turtle Beach, but this is so soft that I could wear my Gunnar glasses for long periods of time and be extremely comfortable because the clamp force is fairly light. These don't do full rotation, so if you like to lay them flat on your chest, when you take them off, they have to stay like this. That's just the way they are. But they do tilt both directions, and then you can see them tilt like that. So they conform and fit to your head very easily. These are very soft to adjust, so you don't have to push it to get it lined up. Just place it on your head, and they actually make a really, really nice seal. The sound performance is very consistent. It's not like it's slightly off and all the bass is gone. It makes a good seal, sounds great. Leatherette on the ear pads and headband, which again helps with that bass response. I guess it can get a little bit warm, but I find that leatherette still feels cooler than velour fabric that Astro uses. For long gaming sessions, your ears won't get as hot with this. So especially with the large ear pads inside. So to me, comfort is at the top. The only other ones that compare to this is the Stealth 700 Gen 2, because those ear pads are phenomenal, but the clamp force is high on the Stealth 700. So if you have a larger head or you don't like pressure, these are going to be your best headphone as far as comfort goes. And I'm comparing this to the SteelSeries Arctis 7X, the Astro A20, which is the lowest on comfort. Those are fairly uncomfortable. HyperX can give this a run for the money, but it's not as luxurious feeling as this. Those feel a little bit lighter and cheaper. So speaking of weight, I want to mention real quick, this weighs 330 grams. It puts it on par or in the mid-tier for weight. The HyperX Cloud X Flight is just under 300 grams, and the LS50X from Lucid Sound, Stealth 700 Gen 2, those guys weigh over 400 grams. Those things are heavy, and you feel it. So these are still surprisingly light, which is good because it's an all-metal headband inside, as you can tell, and it has an aluminum fork for the ear cups. So if you want a headset that feels durable, it just feels like it can hold up for a long period of time, well made, no creaks or weird things going on, build quality of this is great. So I guess to summarize, this headset hits the mark on a lot of important features. You know, it has the comfort, it has the ergonomics for adjusting for game chat. In fact, I have a lot of different headsets and I found myself using this headphone quite a bit. I love how easy it is to adjust sound. I love how comfortable it is. Again, like I said, the microphone is as good as it gets. The only thing that lets this headset down slightly is the sound quality. If you need that really bright, lively, high-end sound profile to hear that crispiness, you can tune it and fix most of it. So that's, again, to summarize, overall, it's a really solid headset. When it came to the direct pairing, some headsets are hit and miss. What works for me in my house may not work for you in your home. So I want to just say that this has been extremely stable, more stable just to be realistic, more stable than my Stealth 700s, more stable than my Xbox wireless headset. And surprisingly, this was more stable than my Bang & Olufsen Beoplay Portals. Those are $500. And as far as occasional micro stutters or cutouts, this was pretty solid. None of them are perfect just because the way Xbox is with their new consoles right now. I'm talking about the Series X, but it was good. So overall, I really, really like these headphones. It may not be for everybody. I think if from build quality perspective, it's great. Once you do the latest firmware update, I think it fixed the concerns some people were having. And it's really just if the sound profile sounds like it's right for you. I think it's a solid headphone. I feel pretty comfortable recommending it to people because, man, you put this thing on and it's nice. You don't feel like you got a $150 headset. So I want to give a big kudos to Corsair, and they, just full disclosure, this was sent to me for review. If you've watched any of my reviews in the past, you know that won't affect anything. I buy most of my headsets, but I want to thank them for sending this out because they felt confident in this product comparing it to others in this price range. So it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that some of the others do when it comes to Bluetooth, aux, multi-console compatibility, etc. This is just a really high quality, well-made Xbox headset that hopefully, if this is the right one for you, you know what you need to know now. So thank you guys so much for checking out the review. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment below. I'll do my best to answer them for you. If you like what you see, like and subscribe, because now that I'm getting a little more pep in my step, I'm going to be busting out a lot of reviews soon to try to catch up. I have a lot of great products I'm excited to talk about, but this one was one of them, and that firmware update really just solidified everything. So thank you guys as always, and I will see you next time. Bye.